Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. I'm here with Andrew from the Mechanicus game, the upcoming 40k game, which you probably all saw the trailer for now, you're wild for on the channel. And he's got to show off the game and he's got to answer some questions, which I put together with the help of you chaps. So yeah, Andrew, let's jump in and let's get started.
Hello, I'm the producer on Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. It's a childhood dream. So what we've got here is like a tech demo. Everything you see is subject to change, but we've worked really hard to make sure we've got a demo here for you to show off what we've been making over the last 2 years. Just so you understand what we've done in development is, for a whole year we concepted loads of different ideas, and just in the end of 2016 we started actually making the video game, and my god did it start out looking terrible. As they always do.
That's actually really interesting. I thought you just really started it like this past couple of months, so it's been really been planned for quite a long time then.
Oh, massively, yeah.
That's awesome.
We talked a lot about what we wanted, where we wanted the story to go, how we could make the Mechanicus so special, like we could have just made a generic game that put in the Mechanicus faction and just skinned another game, if that makes sense. But we've crafted this so that it has all the tropes that you would expect from the Adeptus Mechanicus faction. So what we've got here is the AdMech talking about why they're coming to where they are, which is Silver Tembris.
Okay.
So they've... Oh god, that's... Okay, cool. Yeah. Faustinius is there. So basically they're going, okay, we've had this message from one of the tech priests that was there thousands of years before, just before like 40k was a thing. It was during the 36th millennium or something.
Nice.
This expedition happened. And now we're syncing with the Arc Mechanicus and going into the warp.
And you're en route to your destination then?
Yes.
Awesome.
So we thought it would be amusing to put things such as oil leak on aisle 00110101.
Cogitators overloading, adding coolant. It's always a good thing to pop up when you're traveling through basically hell. It's very cool, I like that. That's really nice.
So these two guys here are basically your right-hand men. Vidax is from Metallica, the Forge World.
Nice.
And where's the other guy's name so I can say it properly? Kepra is basically a Skitarii commander. She's badass. Videx is not the guy I was looking for. There we go. This is why I need his name. Scivola.
Scivola,
yeah. He's from Styges 7.
All right.
Is it 7? Styges 7 or 8?
So there's a nice mix of where they're all from. It's not like they're from just one Forge World then.
Yes, and the whole idea
all together.
Yeah, the whole idea behind that is that it's not a distress message, it's a message of treasures that are on this planet.
Okay.
And that message of long-forgotten technology reached many Forge Worlds. Metallica's the closest, which is why they're second in command. Mars just bullied everyone out of it and took full command.
Yeah, as Mars does.
As you would expect, yes. And Styges, and that's how you pronounce it apparently. I've asked So I remember Styges by remembering Midges.
Midges, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
They absolutely love alien technology, as we should all know if you read the Codex. And
Yep.
they're here because they've waggled their ways through the hierarchy to get a position in the commanding seat. And both of these sides, Metallica and Styges, conflict massively. Their agendas conflict. You know, Metallica are known for being very cleansy, clean, honourable. Styges, dark, deceitful, bit questionable whether they're really following the rules of the Adeptus Mechanicus.
Okay, I get it. That's pretty cool. So there's basically like an inner fight going on between these two as you do. Okay, that's nice.
And as you go through the game, you'll be able to choose missions from either one of them, and that will influence the end game.
Oh, so there's like an influence meter in the game. So whatever side you want to go with, is it like a different ending then?
Yes.
If you pick, oh, that's pretty cool. Nice.
There are 3.5 endings.
I love the 0.5. So Mechanicus 3.5 endings. That's great.
And we'll talk about more of that closer to release.
Great, that's awesome.
Okay, so they keep talking. Here's the menu. We've completely spoiled the surprise of who our enemy are now, because you've got a massive Necron,
a good old
icon
Necron symbol. Yeah, that's cool. I was actually going to ask, now that the Necrons, well, obviously the Necrons are confirmed now, have you planned this with GW with the whole Forgebane box set coming out and all this kind of stuff? Was that like a kind of a, I won't say marketing, but is it like, was it planned saying, okay, we're going to talk about the game around this time because Forgebane's coming out and the Necron Codex is coming out? Is that all? Like,
I've been told to not answer questions such as this.
Okay.
Otherwise I will be turned into a servo skull.
Alright.
So read into it how you will.
We'll just say binary answer. That's
Excellent.
Binary answer. Code lost.
Over here you'll be able to see all the data through your past missions and through all your missions overall.
Okay.
Because it's Adeptus Mechanicus. If we didn't have data, it wouldn't be Adeptus Mechanicus.
It just wouldn't be fun.
Yeah, exactly. Now I'll show you all these in a bit, but let's get into the meat of the game. So right here you've got the globe, and you can see the Arc Mechanicus is just orbiting. And here are different missions. And then while you're playing through the game, there's a resource called Blackstone, which is up in the top right here as well.
Okay, yeah. I've heard of this Blackstone. Yeah.
Yeah. Similar to the Blackstone Fortress. That's what it's made out of. That's the most common one that people know about it. You can use that resource to rescan for other missions that may come up. So if you don't like these two missions that are available, or there may be more than two, you can use resources to try and look for something else instead.
All right, and are those just like a random mission? Once you press that, does it just automatically put you in, or does it just appear on the list and then you can just pick it from that?
It would appear on the list, and then you can decide to choose it. We're yet to decide, because we're currently in the core of balancing to decide some mechanics. It's not solid yet. We need to kind of play it, see if it's fun is the key factor. We need to make sure people enjoy it. If it comes as fun, and then we'll continue on.
Nice, okay.
However, every mission, most missions are linked to story. Some missions are just side missions that allow you to get more resources.
Okay.
But you can see just here, there's a 1 in the top left corner of this little tab near the deploy button.
Yes.
This 1 means that to deploy will cost 1 awakening point. So you've got 29 here. If I deploy, that's going to use one of those points up.
So it's 28, yeah.
Yeah, and those points define how close the Overlord is to waking up on the planet.
Okay. All right, that's pretty cool.
So
I guess you don't want to get it down to 1 then, or 0, let's say, because stuff will go bad, or is that like end game?
That's definitely end game.
Right.
It could serve up a platter of different things. So like if it reaches that number, you would then either have to fight him no matter what resources you've gathered, or the game could end. It depends. We're still ironing that part out. But
okay.
The idea is that over time, the more missions you go on, the closer he is to waking up. The idea is so that when you play through, you won't be able to play all the missions we've got available for the storyline, which is great because every time you play through from start to finish, you're going to have a different experience.
Oh, that's good then. So you don't get bored of it too fast. You can just jump back and have a.
Oh yeah, totally.
Game. That's nice. That's great.
That's why alternate endings are also a cool goal, because then you can go, okay, I've played for that ending. How do I get the other ones?
Yeah, I want to go back and do that one and stuff like that. Yeah, that's really good. That's a really good idea.
Right, let's deploy. So, here's our screen. Here's our 2 tech priests. We're going to slot them in. These are the 4 slots you'll have. You see these mini slots here? They'll fill up with Scutari, servitors, and other things that I'm not allowed to talk about.
Oh, okay.
You can kind of get a brief look at what stats are down here, and these are the actions in which they can do, and we'll go through those in the game. Another cool thing you can choose are Canticles of the Omnissiah. Now I hear you're looking into starting a AdMech tabletop army, right?
I am in the planning process right about now. About 2k worth of models I've got planned.
Have you had the chance?
Omnissiah's name.
Yes, excellent. The Omnissiah praises you. Have you had the chance to read the Canticles at all?
I have not. I'm going to order it all together and sit down one night and go through it all.
Excellent. That's not a problem. You'll definitely get the chance, and it's amazing. I've had the chance to crush my friend's Imperial Guard, and the Canticles are definitely a way of solving that problem, and it's very unique to them. So we brought it into the game.
Yeah,
so
that's cool.
The idea is you get like a deck of cards, and you get to choose them at the start of a mission. So we'll just choose some here. Each one will give a buff at the start of every fight, and I'll show you how that all works. Cool. So when you start a mission, like we've been talking, every mission is story based. In the majority of missions, sorry, are story based. So there's going to be a little dialogue between them.
Okay, that seems pretty cool. Troubling indeed. I do love story when it comes to Mechanicus. Oh, sorry, not Mechanicus. Any kind of 40k game. I do love a good, a nice story, because for me as a story person, like I love the lore of 40k, so it really gets me involved in it. That much more when a game has a decent story.
This whole game came from me reading Mechanicum.
Oh, did it?
The Horus Heresy.
That is a great book. Well, I don't really want to spoil it for people watching, but the ending with the whole march at the end, I thought that was incredible. I loved that so much. All the knights and stuff, I loved that.
It sold me so much. I mean, I've reread that the 4th time, and that's when we started talking to Games Workshop, and I was like, yeah, we've got to do an AdMech game. It's so cool.
That's awesome.
Like, we've got to. Awesome. So then I kept on pushing for it, and then Bulwark, the developers, they crafted the game that you're seeing today based off of my want for a Mechanicus game.
That's awesome then. All thanks to you. Praise the Omnissiah.
But that was so good though. It was like, it drew you in, that book.
I think it's one of the strongest ones of the Horus Heresy series.
Yeah. I just really like how it stood out on its own as well, and like you can see the absolute chaos that it was at the time. So
In a what?
I'm also a massive story fan, as you can tell, because I read the books. All right, here we go.
Let's go down.
Okay, cool. So I can quickly remove the UI so you can admire that this is actually the cog you've just been staring at for the last few minutes.
All right, yeah. So this is like a hologram kind of thing.
Exactly. Now, what we want to do is add like movement animations. So at the moment they're surfing, which is cool, but it's going to look prettier. All this is work in progress. We're going to have like loads more admit glyphs and stuff pop up. But the idea is, you see this gauge at the top here?
Yep.
On the left, just in case you can't see the cursor. Every time you move, that goes up. The higher it goes, the more buffs the Necrons will get.
Okay.
So, you've got to look at the map. You can kind of see these darker tiles. That's the path of the dungeon. The tomb.
The tomb.
So what's happened is obviously the AdMech are cool. They've got technology. They've scanned it out, but they don't know what's in there. So they know the routes that they can go, and this allows the player to make informed choices. So I'll let you decide which room you want to go through.
Let's go right.
Right, this one here?
Yeah, this one down there, yeah. Probably gonna die now.
Okay, cool. No fight, thank God. So these things will pop up, and these are like little story events. If you've ever played FDL, these will be very familiar. So you open it up, and so Megos, this region of tomb, has been breached by indigenous flora. The thorny growths ahead must be cleared away before we can proceed. Burning it would be quicker, but cutting our way through by hand would be less risky. Your orders.
Oh, okay, so it's burn it all. It's not written by the flame. Do you know what? I'm just going to go with the good old 40k way of burn it all.
Burn it all.
Purge it all. It's the only way.
So then it tells you, okay, so there's some fluff saying this is what happens. You've damaged your troops.
Whoops.
So the idea is like these outcomes players will find very amusing, hopefully. But the idea is to kind of give you some really interesting choices as you progress through the levels. Again, this is another one.
This chamber contains skeleton humane remains, presumably those of Imperial settlers, who entered this place during a previous phase. The habitation, they seem to have been dismembered. Oh, this doesn't look good. I recommend pausing our advances to concentrate this ill-starred place. Perform the ritual. Do not spare time. Perform the full rites. Oh, this is a hard one. Do you know what? I'm just going to go do not spare time and just press on, because we need to get that Blackstone technology or whatever we're searching for and get it quick.
Alright. Oh, no! Start the next combat with no canticles.
Okay. Uh-oh. That may be bad.
So we're off to a good start.
We're all going to die.
I hope I can do this.
Oh, here we go. Fight.
After exploring the chamber for several minutes, a tile underfoot clicks. The sound of whirring energy. I've just completely botched that up. Of whirring energy builds up around your troops. A quick omnispec scan reveals you're surrounded on all sides by Xenos life forms. And I wrote that, and I can't even say whirling. It's terrible.
Away we go.
So Ben Counter's actually the one writing most of those.
Yeah, I actually saw his tweet a couple of days ago with Ben, and that's awesome because he wrote some of pretty cool Imperial Fist stuff, and of course I'm a huge Imperial Fist fan, so I'm kind of excited.
Excellent!
Where he takes the story.
He's so enthusiastic. I love it. It's just like when we talk on calls, it's just like it gets his voice into character. He's like, "Oh, we will kill them all," and like, oh my god, it just gets really into it. It just gets me so excited. I certainly didn't make any mistake hiring him. The work he's doing at the moment is just incredible. I can't give you enough props to him. It's just amazing.
Awesome. Yeah, he's awesome, Ben.
Okay, so sometimes when you start missions, you'll be able to redeploy like where you want your men. Right now it's very basic, but the idea is that sometimes a guy might be standing over here because, let's say, you've been in the room for a good 10 minutes. He's probably been standing looking at this thing for, 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And so on, and sometimes you won't get to choose because it will be an ambush.
Oh, okay, that sounds tricky.
So they don't always start the same. But what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy because he's got a servo skull and put him here. We're going to take our servitor and our Scutari ranger and put them up front because they're cannon fodder. And we'll put this guy at the back because he's got the Volkite blaster. Okay, so what we can see here is a cognition reserve. This is a reserve of data that the Necrons have. It's kind of like a server. I think that's the best way of explaining it.
Okay.
So when we scan these areas, we gather the ability to do extra stuff. Now that extra stuff I'm going to explain as we go on through the combat. So the reason I'm placing the servo skull guy is because he has a larger range, so you can capture this right at the start of the game. Because that thing, those points. Oh, okay. So it said we weren't going to have canticles, but the Omnissiah has blessed us, and thus we will have canticles.
Yes,
he has.
Awesome.
So enemies in Noosphere range take 2 more damage. Reduce all incoming damage by 1 for troop units. All energy attacks are undodgeable. I'm going to go for incoming damage on troops.
Yeah, that seems a good one. Less damage.
Because they are quite weak. Okay, so we didn't quite see it, but the servo skull gathered data, and now it's no longer there. If we ever want to have a better outlook on what's going on through the mission, we can just hold down the space bar and we open up the noosphere.
Okay, that's really nice.
And quickly see what's important, what's not. So all the yellow ones or orangish ones are reserves. Okay, so this blue area is where I can move, and I can move and then continue moving up to my full movement. So we're not restricting it. It allows people to kind of go, okay, am I in range if I moved here or not?
Yeah, so okay.
Okay, so he's going to move right up to the front.
So it seems that some units have more range than other units as well. I think that was that Scutari Ranger then?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think he's mad. Oh no, has he just changed the layout now of the map?
Yep.
Okay, that's pretty nice.
Okay, so yeah, he's raised all the ground. And then some scarabs have appeared. The reason they're all got question marks is because we haven't no idea what their health points are.
Oh,
now
okay.
we can solve that problem. We can get our guy with a servo skull. I'm just pressing tab here to cycle through them. So I can move my servo skull. And I'm going to move it here. So the reason I'm going to move it here is I can scan anything within the circle. So I can scan the scarabs, and then next turn I can gather the data.
That's awesome.
2 birds, 1 stone.
So it's basically like a little scouting mechanic then. That little
yeah.
skull. That's cool.
So we can tell here the Scarabs have got 6 health.
And does that serval skull got like any attacks to it, or is it just it's just a serval skull?
It's purely for scanning.
Okay.
We've talked about attacking, and it might still happen because it'd be quite interesting to have like a really terrible gun on them.
Yeah.
And if that was the case, then they would die really quickly as well because you can't imagine them having many wounds or health points. Okay, so I've just moved my full distance there, but I want to move a little further. Now I can actually do that in this game, which is what makes Mechanicus so unique. Because we've got cognition points down here.
Okay.
We can move extra here, so it says -1 cognition point to move there. Or I could move over here, and it says -2. Or I could move all the way over here, and it would say -3.
Yeah, and that takes all the cognition points away then at the bottom. You can actually see him, like, the more you do, the more it flashes at the bottom. So if you go to
yeah, exactly.
2, yeah, okay, that's nice.
They're also used to activate certain abilities, so like our Cognis Flamer uses cognition points to activate. So you can get more powerful weapons and stuff like that. But we won't actually move him now. I've thought about that's not the best course of action. And can he shoot anybody? Nope. Oh. Let's try this.
You may be able to get a shot. Ooh, nice.
Took his health down by 50%. Nice.
Good shot.
So the idea in this game, we don't work on a percentage to hit. Most of the time, if you can hit something, you'll hit it. The only variable is the dodge chance on a character. So it works quite the other way.
Okay, yes. So you have a chance to dodge rather than a chance to hit.
Yeah. Which means that the chance to dodge is normally a lot lower than you would expect. So it's like with a Necron Warrior, it's like 5%. With Scarabs, I think it's a little higher, but we're still working out the balancing, so I'm not going to start reading off numbers. Yeah.
I'm sure everyone's watching. I just need to reiterate that everything you see, by the way, is a work in progress as well. So all balancing is still yet to be done. Oh, nice. Has he changed it again, the map?
Yep. Because he wants to come after us.
Oh, okay. He's not happy.
And they're not happy.
Yep.
There you go. They just missed.
Yep, dodged. Nice.
Okay. Now I think we need to purge those Scarabs. But let's... Now we could move our guy out, but you can see there's big red text saying opportunity.
Yeah.
So he's going to get attacked by both of them, and that's probably not a good idea. So if there's a way we can get our Flamer guy... I'm just trying to think of how I can get both of them. He's only a ranger, right?
Yep, burn him. The Omnissiah be praised.
We didn't need him anyway. It's fine. In fact, let's just stand on his body to show him how powerful we are.
Yep. It's awesome.
Okay. Let's move forward. Got to deal with this lord now. Now each enemy has like their own unique mechanic that the player will have to try and figure out. Scarabs, for example, like once they've got wounded, they may merge with other Scarab swarms, which is what I was trying to avoid.
Right, yes, that's why you're going for the full-on purge.
Yes, got to fully purge. We're not going to be able to do much damage range at the moment, so let's move our servo skull over here. Scan this warrior. Oh. Nope. Well, now we know the Lord. That was not the plan. But as we can't shoot, we're going to activate our refractor field generator. And you can see it covers this entire zone.
Nice. Do you know what thing that's sticking out to me straight away is like how the game looks. It looks really, really nice. You know, like all the animations and like the effects of the weapons. I think they're really, really well done. And
the visual effects.
Yeah. It's like how the maps look and stuff, like all the lighting, and you keep saying it's like it's in early testing and stuff like that, but it looks really good for where it is right now. It looks really, really good. It's a good job whoever's been designing that.
Yeah, we've all been working very tirelessly to make sure that we can get a really good looking game. And the original concept was for a 2D title, so
all right, okay.
So what we've managed to do is incredible. I think the art team are just top notch. Right, so we're gonna shoot this guy here with the Volkite blaster. And it missed! No!
Oh, Holy Emperor protect.
Right, okay, well, gonna have to pass.
Uh-oh.
He just likes to showing off his power at the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, first priority, we need to get that servo skull collecting some points, otherwise we're not going to be able to fire our weapons. Okay, and... Oh, why did I move? I could have attacked him, I don't know why I moved. My bad. So, let's give him a taste of metal that he's not used to. Okay.
At least you've got him surrounded. Might be.
Oh yeah, he's not getting out of here now. No, the Servitor's not that strong, so don't expect much. 0 damage.
Yep, 0 damage.
So that's a good example for me to now talk about how armor works in this game. So you know that the red bar is your health.
Yep.
But the yellow and the blue are different types of armor. Yellow is physical armor, and blue is energy armor. So it's kind of like an armor save and an invulnerable save. So his attack there, you can just see, I can't point at it with the mouse, but it says Vice Arm in yellow, and it has the swords in 2/3 in yellow.
Right.
That means it does physical damage. So the Lord's armor is 2, so it minuses that amount of any physical attack that comes in.
Okay.
So we probably done 2 damage, and which meant it was reduced by 2 because of the armor, thus 0.
So 0, yeah. That's really nice. So you know, there's a lot more into it when it's just not you shoot and you hit. You have to really think of what you're going to attack with and stuff. That's cool.
Yeah, totally. And we've also got we'll have like abilities and different weapons that can shred armor or make armor ineffective and go right through the armor. So there's a lot of complexity that's not in this build at the moment. This is the basics of what we've got at the moment. Just attack him.
Two damage. Nearly.
Yes. So, I don't... Go on.
I was just going to say you're slowly whittling him down, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, using energy weapons might be better because he's got less energy armor. But I don't want him to hit my priest because they are worth more to me. So I'm going to use a taunt. He's going to shine his spotlight right into the Lord's eyes. So anyone in that area is now going to want to attack the Servitor.
Oh, that's nice. So they're basically like it's like a tanking mechanic then? You can,
yes.
You can just soak up all the damage and then you just keep shooting.
Exactly. I'm thinking, should I move out? No, I'll trap the Lord in.
Showing off again.
When in a tomb.
Yep, this is my domain. Wow.
Meaty. The good thing with being over here, those Necrons aren't being able to shoot. Okay, attacking him is probably going to be worthless. But I don't. We're going to have to take some damage to shoot this.
It'll be worth it in the end.
If Servitor, you can move. Don't die. Don't die. There we go.
See that? Free left. He's slowly there. Still there.
I just didn't want. I didn't want to shoot the Servitor because he's actually quite handy being tanky. Let's give him some Volkite fun. Yes.
Nice. That was a good shot.
And now we move back in and hit him with our axe. Nice. Ooh, he's close.
Ooh, he's so close.
Right, let's get some points. He wants to take the fire from these guys, basically.
He's going to sacrifice himself for the Omnissiah.
Yeah. See, what happened there is the Lord decided to move. Bad idea.
Bad idea, and you got the crit on him as well. I think it was 5 damage then as well, which is pretty nice.
Yes!
Nice. Good tanker. Good
Come on.
Servitor.
Oh, he's conjugated his oil today.
Oh, he's worth every cog, this guy. he needs to be promoted when he gets back home. Give him some fancy new armor.
We'll upgrade him with some treads.
Awesome.
So with energy, with some weapons, and this is still a placeholder. You can see this little red mark here. That means that I've used it in a previous turn. If I use it now, I'll damage myself.
Right.
Because it will overheat.
Okay.
But this is not me. I'm Faustinius. These are my men. Fire!
4 damage.
But we don't know how much
yeah,
health
we don't
that
know
guy's
how much
got.
he's got, yeah.
Strike! Oh, he's paying for his worth.
He is. He's earning every last pence, this guy.
Let's taunt them both. So they don't attack our priests.
It's awesome. This is so good.
Okay. We've got one more point to collect. And we can reveal how much health that guy has. Okay. Running out of conjugation points. I can't even free move. Okay. Now Necron's a bit nasty when you get close to them.
Right.
Because they hit you and then shoot you.
Whoa. Come on, survive. Oh, he's done it!
God.
He's done it again! What a legend.
Oh!
Oh, come on.
Oh, come on, son!
Hang in. Hang in.
Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Yes!
Yes, what an absolute legend this guy is.
Thy will not be flayed. Okay, so melee weapon. Let's whack this guy. Yes.
Yeah,
okay,
wow.
so
good job.
this is something we've not been able to show you. Necrons go down, but we know they come back.
Right.
So you can see, if I leave him like that, he will eventually come back, unless I kill all the enemies at this turn. If I actually destroy his corpse, I actually get another cognition point. So let's just use the servitor to gain that. And the tech priest gathers the data.
Wow, okay, that's nice. That's really cool.
Okay. I'm thinking purge it.
Purge it.
Purge it with fire.
It's the only way.
No!
Oh, that's it.
Great. Now Service Skull's got nothing else to do at the moment. So the idea is you can actually attach them to enemies as well. So wherever that enemy goes, we'll always have the data that he's got.
Is that it? There we go.
Yes. If fire doesn't do it, an axe will.
An axe. No threat remaining. That was really, really fun. That was awesome. I really enjoyed that. I'll serve it a little bit. No problem.
We went straight to the boss fight there.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, because the Lord was in there. So like the idea is that there'll be like mini bosses. That's not like a major boss, but the mini bosses in each level will probably be a Lord.
Right.
Let's try and see if we can find some more stuff to do. Exotic radiation. I'm detecting exotic radiation in this chamber. I can command the troops to push through, or give the place a wide berth at expense of time.
I'd say avoid the area. We probably don't want to take any more damage or lose anyone.
Enemy gets a free turn at the start of the next combat. We worded it so cleverly. So sometimes there will be rooms. Oops. Okay. Well, I clicked on that. Troops have located a corpse of a tech priest, evidently from Rehesak's original expedition. He appears to have become lost or stranded in this tomb and perished for your orders, Magos.
I'd say recover the corpse. He's probably served his worth. Send it back. Rituals. And he.
Cool.
Oh, nice.
So we gain resources, and those resources we can use to purchase upgrades, weapons, and so forth when we go back to the Arc Mechanicus.
Okay.
But we're at start at -1 strength.
That'd be pretty bad. I'm sure the servers will lead.
This is the skull that I was talking about earlier. Looks much nicer.
Alright.
So some rooms you'll go into, and it's just kind of for a bit of flavour, because we're story people ourselves, like yourself. So it just kind of immerses you in the situation. It's like, oh, what's going on in that room? This chamber contains a version of an Sophia depicting Silver Tembrus and its star system. It appears accurate given the passage of several million years of time between its construction and the present. So this is what happens. We've walked through enough rooms and activated enough of these things here that we've got to stage 1. Now, currently in this build, it's nothing too severe.
Right.
But the further into the game you go, the more dangerous these buffs to Necrons will become.
So the more you explore, the more you do, the harder, basically, the game becomes. Because you're activating more stuff. Okay.
Exactly. We're into a fight.
Oh, the fight.
Now, I believe you had some questions for me.
Yeah.
While I play along, I'll try and answer them.
Yeah, we'll we'll do the questions while we're doing this.
I'll probably die while they're doing it.
So these questions I got were from myself, and I also asked some of the people who are subscribers and stuff, since they wanted to ask some questions. So number one question is, what is the nature of this game? What is the main objective you set out to do? Is it just finding material, or is there more to it?
The main nature is to kind of find these promised lost technologies.
Okay.
On Silver Tembris. As we've kind of briefly discussed, there was an expedition that was set out a few million years ago, and we've found one of the bodies of a tech priest from that expedition just now.
Yep.
And it's pretty much that at the moment. We'll be able to talk a little bit more about what is found and what's not as we get closer to the release. That's for sure.
That's cool. That's nice. I've also seen you're playing as one squad now, but do you command one squad through the entire game, or do you have different squads running different missions for the games, or is it just one squad?
So you can build up a squad, and for each mission you deploy up to 4 tech priests.
Okay.
Each one of those tech priests can have 3 troop units. So that could be servitors, Scutari, or other units that we're not talking about. But they're cool. Don't worry.
Nice.
But you won't only be limited to just 4 tech priests. You can have several more that you can swap in and out as you go through the game.
All right, so you can swap people in and out of your squads and stuff like that.
Yeah. So let's say you've built a squad that's got a support priest who buffs people, a ranged guy, a tank guy, and another ranged guy. So you've got 2 ranged, a tank, and a support. But the next mission you go on, it's saying, it looks like there's I'm trying to think of something. So there's some massive swarm of, say, flayed ones, right?
Yep.
So what you want to do is you want to swap out those ranged guys with flamers.
Yeah, so you can take on the zergs more, or the mass crowd control and stuff like that. Okay.
You want more AoE, yeah, exactly. But at the same time, you don't want to have to constantly be removing weapons from guys and re-equipping weapons. I mean, you can do that. Yeah. But it's better to kind of switch in different characters and give them the experience as well. Because as you go through a mission, so, say one of our tech priests was severely hurt in a mission, he's probably not going to be able to go on to the next mission either.
Right.
Because he needs to repair, he needs new augments to fix the broken bones, things like that.
I think that leads into the next question as well. People are wondering, say for example someone in the squad actually dies and you've been leveling them up and stuff, do they simply get replaced, or do they just come back after time? How does it work on death of members in your squad?
Right now, we're a little bit in flux there, to be honest.
Right.
We want you to be able to bring back your tech priest at a cost.
Right.
That's currently where we stand. I quite like the constantly dead thing.
Right. Yeah.
Because I think it makes it more risky, but at the same time we need to test these things to make sure.
Maybe I was gonna say maybe do a difficulty mode, extreme or something, where if you lose them, then they're dead, or something like that. I know that's what some people were suggesting. Maybe you can do it the harder you play the game, the more harder it is to have your squad together all the time. Yeah,
I definitely think that would be the best course of action, because then we can please people who want to play really hardcore and people who don't.
Yeah, you can get the best of both worlds then.
Exactly.
I was one of the main asked questions was who was the main enemy, but I think that's more or less been showed off.
I have no idea. no idea.
It's Tau. Another question is about units. People asking, will we see Skitarii like Vanguard Rangers, Sicarians, Rust Stalkers, Dragoons, etc. Warrior Priests, Servo Skulls, Amagos, Dominus we've seen thus far. So I think people just want more information about what actual units you actually have on your side.
Okay. Well, just give me a second. Our servitor has died.
Uh-oh, okay.
So let's just pray to him. Okay, we're praying by standing on his body. Excellent.
Praise the Omnissiah.
Okay, so yeah, as you've already seen, there are Skitarii Rangers.
Yep.
There will be Skitarii Vanguards. We've built the models, they're just not in this version. Both Rangers and Vanguard will have ranged and melee combat variants, which is quite nice.
Alright, that's nice.
I'm just going to repair myself. So he does a little prayer here. You notice how the arrows are pointing towards him. Flayed ones have a certain behavior, and I will go back to your question. That they target the weakest or most injured enemy. So he's lost a point of health.
Right.
So now he's the primary target.
So everyone wants to just kill him. Focus everything on him. That's pretty cool.
I've just realised that was probably a bad idea because this guy has more armor. But okay.
Whoops.
So yeah, we've got servitors as you've seen, and what else? Servo Skull as you've seen here as well. Other units are yet to be announced. Technically, though, I don't mind ruining the fact that we don't have dragoons or dune crawlers, because to try and fit them was in the tomb was thematically hard.
Yeah. Okay.
But also technically hard because it doesn't make sense how they're going to fit through this door.
Might be a bit imbalanced as well, since they're quite a bit of a powerful unit.
Yeah, but I can tell you now that the Necrons have some pretty impressive units coming up.
Oh,
that's for sure.
You're teasing. It's not fair. Another question was, is it solely Mechanicus, or are we going to see like other Imperium-based factions like crossing past me? I don't know. Someone suggested the Imperial Guard, or you normally find Space Marines in a lot of 40k games now. Are we going to see like any other factions popping up, or is it solely Necrons versus Mechanicus?
I'm going to be perfectly honest. Totally Mechanicus. We don't want anyone to intrude on how awesome the Mechanicus is, and we don't want to make it feel like, some other forces coming in and controlling what the Mechanicus does.
Yeah.
The problem I have, this is my personal preference with the IP, is that too many Imperial forces try and take control of something, but yet not. The only book I know of is the Mechanicum, where no one else is involved. It's all about what the Mechanicus are doing, or the Mechanicum at the time.
Yeah.
So we wanted something where it's like, you know what? There's never a story about what the Mechanicus do in the 40k world now. What are they up to?
Yeah, it was actually kind of cool seeing the actual trailer which got announced, because I was like, oh, Mechanicus game? It was like a strange one. What, they're doing a Mechanicus game? That's really, really cool. It's like, what normally people do is like Imperial Guard or Space Marines is like the main factions everyone do. So it's really nice that a faction like the Mechanicus are actually getting some love. So I think that's what a lot of people are looking forward to. It's like, oh, really, a Mechanicus game? I'm really looking forward to it. And that guy is about to, he's getting hit a lot. I feel sorry for this guy.
This is a plan I've set up.
Okay.
He's got the flamer, so So hopefully I can get them all. Oh my god. I've not done it this way before.
This. Oh, holy!
My goodness, he is surrounded on all fronts.
Can you self-detonate? I think that might be a good little tactic and take everyone out.
Interesting. I will put that on the list of things to do.
Boom.
I'm not going to be able to get all of them. I mean, if I move, I'm probably going to get hit by half of them.
Yeah.
Okay. I can get...
Let's finish this off. Come on. You can do it. You can do it.
Right. First of all, probably best if I move this guy out the way. He's going to get hit, but who cares? 1 damage. Oh no. The Omnissiah praise. Okay. Here we go. So I want to burn that one that's dead, because if he comes back, we've got problems.
Right.
Burn!
That's so cool. I love the little burn effects. It's really
It's
nice.
amazing.
Yeah, it's so cool.
I think that's one of our key pointers, is like the visuals for this are just so cool.
Finish what you doing the ball kite as well. Yeah.
Obviously I would say that, but
Yeah. How many missions are in it then? Is it really missions, like the tombs you go into and stuff? Are they classed as missions for you chaps on the project, or?
yeah, so you know the when we're in the Noosphere looking on the table, that's your entire mission.
Okay.
And each one of these zones is just a battle within that mission.
Right.
There's probably, I mean, it's up to debate again. We don't want to just kind of like slap a number on it.
Yeah.
But there's going to be quite a lot of missions for people to go through. It's definitely going to be more than 40.
Oh wow. Wow, that's.
I'm aiming higher because
it's quite a lot of playtime then.
Yeah, definitely. Well, yeah, lots and lots of playtime.
That's good. That's good to see from a game developer. To give us a game which we get a lot of playtime out of. That's really cool.
And a pretty looking game, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, like I said before, it's looking nice now. So I'm looking forward to seeing the finished product. It's looking really cool. This is probably the last question, and I know you won't be able to answer it, but people send me this all the time: is when is this game coming out? What have you got a date in mind for when it's going to be released?
Yes, we have dates. It's going to be the end of the year, definitely. Okay. So, I mean, this is still alpha.
Yeah. So it's definitely 2018 then, more or less.
Yes.
Q4 of 2018.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Yeah, that's cool. That's all the questions I put together and got sent to me and stuff. They're more or less just
nice.
The same questions over and over. I think one of the biggest questions was the enemy, but that was like right at the start. Necrons. So, that got answered to us.
Surprise!
Yeah, surprise. I think you've actually done pretty well here. I think you've survived pretty well. I actually thought you were gonna die with the amount of Necrons on the map, but
yeah, I was a little worried too. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna hurt myself here, but the reason I killed that Necron is so I can move over here and repair this guy, so that when he hurts himself from overheating, it's not too severe.
Burn.
But what we want is so that obviously the game is a challenge, but to the point where it's like, oh my god, I'm hurting myself because I'm pushing myself that little bit further.
Yeah.
Whew.
Well, good job.
I tell you what, presenting that and trying to figure out that.
You did a good job. Well played.
So, at any point, the player can then choose to go back to the Arc Mechanicus.
Alright.
Or I can continue to go down these paths and probably come across more Necrons because they're more aware of what's going on up here.
Right, yeah. I've seen that the bar has gone down now. Is that because you killed all those people that were away?
That's a bug.
Oh, is that a bug? Okay. Alright. Just like because you like purging more and more. You just went down. Okay, so that's a bug. Okay, that's noted.
That's okay. No. Stuff like that happens, but that's fine. But yeah, that won't go down. Although we are thinking of like if you perform so well in a fight, you know, maybe you purge like all the Necrons properly, you know, that could reduce the bar and stuff like that. But that's not currently in the game.
Okay.
Here you can see like, okay, they gained this much experience, and this are all the stats and stuff like that. It's all placeholder. We just put random stuff in. Our battle time definitely wasn't that many seconds. Okay, so here are those prayers. If we wanted to look at them at any time,
all right. So that's
we can just look at them from here. And that shouldn't have went up. You know, things bugs. We've got to iron out the the binary.
Yeah, the binary code.
So here's a shop. At the end of every mission, a player can come here, and all the items here will be completely different every time they come here.
Right.
So you've got this holographic guy, and if I hover over this weapon, oh shit, I got them the wrong way around. Sorry, bad language.
It's okay. This is an Emperor themed channel. People understand.
Okay.
I'm the worst when it comes to streaming. Don't you worry about it.
So I've only got one to show off here, but basically you can see it sample on the hologram.
All right, so
cool.
okay, so it puts it on him. Yeah, so he sees what it looks like. Again, the animations look pretty nice. Like when you like put them on and stuff, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're not very happy with this yet, but it's not final.
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. Yeah.
So you can see the microstubber on him briefly there.
Gives you all the stats and stuff. That's, yeah,
the phosphor, cool. Yeah. So we can purchase that. Got data. And if we wanted to, we could use the Blackstone to reroll what's in here, but that's not currently working.
Right.
So if like you're not a fan of anything that's in here, you can just pay the cost, see what new stuff's in there. So there's a little bit of RNG as you go through. So not every playthrough is going to be scripted. It's going to be a unique playthrough again.
Awesome, yeah.
So we can see our team.
There they are.
And now we've went through one mission. We've acquired another tech priest.
Oh, okay. So then, because you complete that mission, you get more people added to your group. Then is that how it works?
Yeah. As you go through the story, you'll gain more tech priests, and like I said earlier, the max you can have in a mission is 4 priests.
Right.
So then you can pick and choose once you've got more than 4. So we can go here and we can actually examine every one of our priests and the equipment they've got. And I can just drag this on and it attaches it to his back.
Okay, that's really cool. It's actually really in depth. I didn't think it'd go this far in. So like every slot you can equip a different item and make him stronger in that certain area and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
that's nice. That's really, really nice.
So you can change out the legs, arms, head, body.
All right.
And you can even attach mechadendrites as well. So these aren't mechadendrites. These are just augments planted on your back.
Okay. Does this count as like customization? Like, can you change like the colors of them at all, or is it just weapons and armor and stuff like that? So like a
yes.
color palette in game.
We want to change the colors. So not everything's going to be Mars based. So you can like choose different Forge worlds like Styges and Metallica, so you can have a nice white robe or a black one, good or evil kind of thing going on there.
Okay, that sounds nice.
Or you can pick pink. It's the player's choice, you know.
Just make your own Forge world.
Exactly. And that way you can kind of, because you're customizing in such a way, and because of the different types of augments that each priest will have, when you're playing the game, they're going to stand out a lot more. Like, you're going to go, okay, the pink guy is going to be my tank, because in my head, the Necrons hate pink, and they're going to be taunted by the pink. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you can have fun with it.
Yeah, that's really cool. So it's not like, so each individual priest or character can have their own, say, color palette and stuff like that. That's nice. That's cool. This is another one.
And there you go. And then when I attach the weapon, it comes down on the bottom bar, and I can see how it'll look in game as well.
Nice. Did you know, like, the weapons, like, you went to the shop and bought the weapons, can you actually find weapons in the mission as well? Is there, like, certain ones you can, like, unlock by finding the technology in the game, or is it just, you just come back to the shop and that's where you just purchase everything from?
Yes, so you know those little stories that pop up while you're going through the rooms? You can gather all sorts of technology there that way. You could gather a weapon from a dead priest that travelled there before, or you can gather a new augment for your legs, like we've got spider legs, if you've seen the screenshot that was released on announcement.
Alright, nice. So I can have a little spider guy. That's cool.
Yeah. So the way that the priests look, like the head, the body, the legs, and their arms, all these attachments here, you can plug in a totally different appearing body type. So one might have like loads of cables and like a huge rebreather on his face, and he might not even have any flesh on his face anymore. Another one might have spider legs with like a power fist attached to his arms.
Wow, okay.
And they're not just visual, because they look cool, yes, awesome. But also if you equip the power fist one, then he's going to have more strength in combat as well. That's
great. That sounds really. I'm excited already. Really, I can't wait to get my hands on this. I'll play it. Sounds so fun. I do know. I think you mentioned, like, I saw someone on the Warhammer TV interview on Twitch, and they mentioned it's just single player, this game, right? There's no multiplayer. This is just a single player based game.
Totally.
All right, that's cool.
Totally single player.
Awesome.
But yeah, that's it. That's everything I can show you now.
Right. Yeah. Do you know what? This was way more than I expected to be shown. I just want to say thank you, because it really, really has been an eye opener. I'm sure the people who are going to be watching this as well, they're going to put in their thanks and stuff, and probably they're going to be posting stuff about, you know, even more questions and stuff like that. But I just really want to say thank you for taking your time, explaining and showing the game to me, and answering the questions and stuff. I really do appreciate it. So thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem. It's been a pleasure. I'm just very excited I'm able to finally talk about what we've been doing and show off what we've created. Yeah,
it's completely way more than I expected, to be completely fair. I didn't expect it to look or, you know, be anything like this. So congratulations to the team, and I am actually very, very excited now about this game. So great job.
That's really good to hear. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, no worries. Right.
Awesome.
Thanks, mate.
No problem.
I hope everyone's enjoyed the video. If you've got any questions, post them below. I'm sure the developers may even watch this video and maybe do a little question stuff, or try and answer some questions. But yeah,
we can totally do that.
I hope you've enjoyed it, and thank you for once again for showing us. So thanks, mate.
Cheers.